Hello everyone, it's I, Wacky Anime What If here to present you with What If Deku Had the Milf System? Chapter 1. Let's go ahead and get into it. The What If starts with Izuku in his Aldera Junior High uniform. As he walks down the stairs, he goes to the kitchen and makes over 50 plates of bacon, eggs, grits, and pancakes. Then Izuku hears a growl upstairs. He recognizes it and says in his head, "The Kraken has awakened!" Meanwhile, Inko in her room smells the food, her eyes open wide, as she runs out of her room like Sonic and somehow jumped down the steps and inhaled all the food. Izuku even sees the fucking plates got inhaled. Inko didn't even swallow the shit, just instantly gone like a vacuum. As Inko just looks at him, just says, "Hey, is there any more?" Izuku goes to the fridge, opens it, sees it's a full fridge, like everything's stocked up, blinks once, and everything's fucking gone. He looks at his mom, who is now innocently whistling and looking away from Izuku. Izuku writes in his theory book that he pulls out of his pocket, in bold letters on a page, Theory 69. Is my mother Kirby? Izuku checks a box saying, "Definitely confirmed." Izuku then looks at Inko and sees she has a cookie that he was going to eat. Izuku says, "Put the cookie down!" Inko slowly puts the cookie to her mouth and bites it with the most devious face. Then Izuku just goes to the door and says, "We need some milk. I'ma go get the milk. I'll be back." Inko looks in the fridge and sees milk is there. But when she looks back to Izuku, Izuku's gone, just vanished. Inko says, "Like father, like son, I guess." Meanwhile, Izuku is running after his bus, as the bus driver clearly sees his ass, but is fucking driving off. Izuku just says, "Hey, I know you can see me, you dick, stop the bus." The bus driver casually steps on the gas, and as he got to a red light and stopped, Izuku was at the bus door banging on it, and the bus driver casually says, "Walk away, you filthy quirkless bastard." Izuku, hearing this, fires back, "I know your wife left you for the mailman, but you don't gotta put your anger out on me because your wife liked big packages." The bus driver just looks at Izuku and says, "How the fuck did you know that?" Izuku looks at the bus driver shocked and said, "I didn't, I was just talking shit." Izuku then starts laughing. Saying, "But I didn't expect it happened." The bus driver drove away angry as the light turned green, but Izuku grabbed onto the back of the bus door and just hanged onto it, all the way to Aldera Junior High School. He immediately jumped off when they stopped and went into the school, only to be met by his classmates immediately glaring at him along with every other student. Izuku sarcastically says, "I know I'm attractive, but it's rude to stare. Might as well take a picture. It would last longer." This caused Izuku's classmates to glare at him even more intensely. As Izuku says, "Guess they can't take a joke." He just sits down in his desk and waits for the teacher to come in. But as Izuku is waiting, all of a sudden, a blue screen pops into existence in front of his face, making him flip out of his chair and faceplant on the floor. Panicked, as everyone laughs at him, but Izuku just gets up and sits back in his chair like nothing happened. Like, he just ignores it. And just looks directly at the blue floating screen and reads the text as it says, "Congratulations, you awakened the Milf system. First quest has been generated." Izuku then sees another screen say, "Quest menu." As he clicks it, it says, "Slap a Milf's ass," then moonwalk away and say, "Hee hee." Izuku thinks, "Oh hell nah, I'm not doing this shit." Izuku thinks this until he reads the reward is a random ability and the punishment of not doing the quest is his balls fall off. And he gains the system title of No Nut Wonder. Izuku's previous calm face changes to one of horror as he sweats thinking, never mind, I'ma do it. I'm not gonna be the no-nut wonder. And just as Izuku thought this, the teacher walks in and throws the aptitude papers in the air, saying, they're not necessary, as I know everyone here wants to be a hero. The teacher even mentions Bakugou's name, saying he's going to go take the UA entrance exams to be a pro hero. Bakugou kicks up his feet arrogantly on the desk and says, I'll be the #1 hero, and the only one from this shitty school, as no one else could even try to get into the UA entrance exams with your shitty quirks. The teacher at this moment gives the most devious grin possible and just says, oh, Midoriya, didn't you also apply to the UA entrance exams? At this moment, when Izuku looked at the teacher, he was like, you son of a bitch. Let's just hope Bakugou doesn't go ballistic. Immediately, Bakugou slams his hand on Izuku's desk and blows it up, catching Izuku's attention as Bakugou says, you, unlike me or even the losers in this class, have nothing that makes you special. You have no ability or skills. You're just trash. So why don't you go in the dumpster where the trash belongs? Izuku looks Bakugou in the eyes and says, well, you're special in your own way. Upstairs, I mean. Izuku casually knocks on Bakugou's head, causing Bakugou to be furious and is about to lash out, but the teacher tells Bakugou to sit down, as he doesn't want Bakugou's name being, besmirched or being on his record. But the teacher does give Izuku like a 2-hour lecture that he just ignores. Time skip, end of the day. Izuku has not found a single Milf in sight, or managed to get close to one. And Izuku sees on the Milf System's quest there's a timer for 5 minutes, but Izuku manages to see Mitsuki drive by to pick up Bakugou in her car. Izuku sees she gets out to yell at him to come over there, and immediately as soon as Izuku sees this, he's like, I'm about to go ahead and do it. He starts running towards her, and as Mitsuki just sees Izuku running towards her, she's about to say hi until Izuku does the most devastating ass smack ever towards her ass. It was so bad that it was just like a thunderclap and echoed to the point almost anyone in the school heard it. Izuku then moonwalked away and said, hee hee. While he was moonwalking away, Mitsuki just stared at him thinking, what the fuck? While still recovering from how hard he hit her ass. Izuku ran away right after doing the moonwalk and started walking home. As he was, the MILF system screen popped up and Izuku read the quest was completed. And the random ability he got made Izuku burst out laughing, but also internally crying inside, as the ability was the Thunderclap. Izuku reads the description, and it sums up to, if Izuku slaps someone's ass and says, nice ass, Izuku can turn into light, into thunder, and dash into any direction at the speed of thunder, and cause electricity damage. Immediately, Izuku thinks, it's a useful ability, but why is the method so fucking awkward? Izuku just imagines being a pro hero and smacking people's asses while saying, nice ass, and just dashing away while turning into thunder. Izuku asks the MILF system if he can trade the ability, and it says, nope, you're stuck with it. Izuku just says, dang it, and just walks home in awkward silence. As he gets to the door of his house and is about to open it, he swears he hears Dark Souls boss music playing on the other side. And as Izuku opens it, he sees his mother and Mitsuki on the couch, and behind them, Bakugou standing there like a rabid dog about to bite his ass. Izuku just holds his hands up and says, I can explain. Izuku sees his mom already has a flip-flop out in her right hand and says, I'll send you to Jesus, and throws the flip-flop dead at Izuku, and in slow motion, as it hits his face, the sheer force made his body do a whole flip before hitting the ground. Izuku gets up shortly after and says, Whoever said a flip-flop is not a dangerous weapon was a motherfucking liar. Izuku sees a basket of flip-flops next to Inko, and Izuku just takes cover as she starts flinging them like a machine gun firing bullets. Izuku had to take cover for so long, about like an hour, before she ran out. Izuku just runs out, looks at his mom, and says, I awakened my quirk. It is some type of system. It gives me quests. I get rewards and penalties. If I didn't slap Mitsuki in the ass, my balls would have fell off. And I would have been the no nut wonder, and you wouldn't get any grandkids. Mitsuki and Inko look at him as if he is crazy. Izuku says, I even got an ability for doing it as a reward. Want me to show you how it works? Mitsuki says, okay, but test it out on Bakugou. She casually pushes Bakugou to Izuku, as Izuku just thinks in his head, oh, this is gonna be so fucking awkward. Izuku slaps Bakugou's ass awkwardly and says, nice ass, while looking at the direction of the door. He turns to thunder and flies out the door, leaving Bakugou furious and embarrassed, Inko shocked, and Mitsuki just laughing up a storm. Izuku, after turning back to normal, just goes back to his house, just walks into the house, into the living room, and says, so every single time that I, turn to thunder and fly out somewhere, I have to do that. That is unfortunately my requirement to activate this ability. Immediately as he said this, Bakugou, Mitsuki, and Inko just burst out laughing as Izuku sighs. Bakugou says, so, oh no. That means that if you're trying to save someone, you just have to slap someone's ass and be like, nice ass, and just fly off to the next person just to do it again. Nah, that's hilarious. Bakugou's just laughing up a storm, as this is where I'll end this what if. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe to get updates on any of my future videos. And goodbye everyone, hope you have a wonderful day.